hello. Pugsley says, he says, good afternoon. Don't ya? Hello. That's his like favorite spot. He sleeps there all night long. It's like the cutest thing. I wake up in the middle of the night and I see him sleeping down there. I don't know what it is about that spot. What makes a cat like pick a spot? But I wake up with the other two on top of me every morning. I have no personal space. There's either a child climbing all over me or there's a cat. Oh my God, he's so cute. He's so cute. Jill's the worst. Jill like needs to be touching me all night long and she like lays directly on top of me. If I had one cat, I probably would like love it, but I have 4 cats who like need to be touching me at all times and it's a little much. It's a little too much. All right, anyway, it's been about a month since my last current skincare routine video, and I thought that I would sort of try to keep up with this where at least once a month, well, once a month, not, you don't need to see this more than once a month, but once a month, around the time of the Beauty Heroes box, like usually within that time frame, even though it's the 8th now, so we're a week away from that. I'm trying to do it in the beginning of the month, you know, sort of showing you what my skincare routine looks like, you know, currently. So that's what I'm doing right now. And it looks completely different from the last time that we did this. So there's hardly going to be like any overlapping products because I took out a bunch of new stuff and stuff that I'm like trying to use up and the like. All right, so let me pull everything out. I have like 3 videos I want to film today, so I've got like stuff everywhere. Trying to keep this organized. Okay, so cleansers. I didn't bring it in here, but my usual morning cleansers are the Osmia pumpkin soap, which I talk about every time because it is always in my shower. That's literally a staple. That or the black clay one, which I do have sitting right here. So I guess I can show you that one though. Have I cut this bar up yet? No, I haven't. I need to cut this. I need to cut the bar up because my pumpkin soap in my shower is almost done. So I'm almost ready for a replacement of the black clay because I alternate. Pumpkin black, pumpkin black. And then the physical exfoliators that I'm kind of rotating right now are the Mukti resurfacing exfoliant. And then I also have, well, I have like 6 exfoliators in my shower right now because I'm trying to use a bunch up. I actually think I have one more use of the Honey Love in there. I have the Blue Alchemy exfoliator that I'm trying to use up, but I don't use that one very often because I don't like it very much. I have a little bit left of my Celise skincare scrub that I've been kind of working on for like years, but I don't use it very often. And then I also have the Ranavat Imperial Glow, which I used this morning, but it's not my favorite. And then I also have the Nini Organics cacao and coffee scrub in the shower that I mix with like gel or creamy cleansers to sort of make it like a creamy exfoliant. Mostly what I use is the Ranavat and the Mukti because those are the 2 that are on, they have the least amount left, so I'm just trying to use them up. The other ones I use sort of more infrequently when I'm not really feeling like using it, but mostly I go for the Mukti because I like the effects of this one the best. The exfoliation on it is like super fine, but it makes my skin feel like incredibly soft. The Ranavat one, it just isn't enough for me. I need more exfoliation. I need like a finer grain or I need something that's got like enzymes or something in it. The Ranavat one is creamy and it's got the jojoba beads, but it's just not, it's not enough for me. So that's not one that I would rebuy. Okay, so that's like my morning cleansing thing going on. I have like lots of exfoliants. Okay, so my, obviously I don't have makeup on because I'm gonna do my skincare right now. So I have 2 different daytime routines that I sort of alternate. It sort of depends on how I'm feeling, what I really feel like using. For most of the last month, I have been using Mahalo. So what I've been doing is mixing the Hawaiian Hydration and the Vitality Elixir. I was finishing up the small babies from the Paradise collection, and I did finish up the Hawaiian Hydration from that collection. So I am finishing up the Vitality Elixir and the Hawaiian Nights from that same collection, but I did have a bigger Hawaiian Nights, you know, as well. So this also needs to be finished. So I'm trying to finish I'm trying to finish. So that's why I pulled these out, is because I've been trying to finish that Paradise collection, because I think she sent it to me like a year ago, so it's a little bit older. But everything still smells fine, still works fine. So I continue using it. So some days I will mix Hawaiian Hydration and Vitality Elixir. So I'll take like a couple of pumps of this, like 5 or so drops of that, mix them together, and it creates like a nice emulsion on my skin. When I use Hawaiian Hydration on its own, it does kind of feel tacky and sticky. So the only way for me to combat that is to mix in the oil, mix them together, and then it just makes my skin feel like super soft, hydrated, moisturized at the same time. It doesn't leave that sticky, tacky feeling that this, for some reason, on its own does. Even when I use like a mist or something with it, it still feels tacky and sticky. I really don't know what that's about, but it's best mixed with an oil. So for most of January, that is what I've been doing, but I have alternated in this some days. It sort of depends on how my skin is feeling. One of the last skin focused videos that I did, I talked about how bad my skin was, and it's healing now, but I have a lot of pigmentation left over, but most of my skin is smooth for the most part. It's just redness and pigmentation now. So what I've been doing for like the last week is using, I also would use Rare Indigo. So when I used Hawaiian Hydration and Vitality Elixir, I'm finishing it up with Rare Indigo, which I'm trying to finish up this little baby. So that would be one. So then the other one is Fitglow. So I'm using the Clear and Bright Mandelic drops. I'm trying to finish this one up as well. That's the theme of most of my routines lately, is what is on its last legs, what needs to be finished. So this is what I'm gonna do right now. I do also spray with the Tower 28 spray liberally before I do any kind of skincare. I've been spraying my face with this all morning, just because, as you can tell, I dried my hair. Usually before I do my skincare, I don't dry my hair. I'll just do my skincare, then I'll dry my hair. But I like to have my hair dry for my videos because I don't like the look of my, wet hair in a towel or whatever. Anyway, so I have been spraying it this morning just to keep my skin sort of hydrated. So I'm gonna take a pump of the Mandelic. This is what I'm gonna use today. It's what I've been using, I would say at least pretty consistently for the last week. Maybe a little bit longer than that, because I know I included my the Mandelic drops in my 2021 favorites, and I was using it before then, so a little bit longer than a week pretty consistently. I don't think there's that much left in here, so I'm just trying to finish it up. And then after the Mandelic, so this hydrates and lightly exfoliates my skin, sort of like finishing the job that my physical exfoliator didn't do, since the Runabout one for me is not super exfoliating. Then I do an oil, and I'm not using a Fitglow oil right now, so I am using the Ojai Wild Virgin Bloom Yarrow Facial Oil, which it's supposed to be really great for healing, and I do feel like when I use this, I've been using it again, mixed in with the Fitglow stuff for like the last week, and I do feel like my skin has taken a turn. I don't know. But then I also mix in whatever Odacite serum concentrate I'm using at the time. I did just finish one. Can't remember which one it is. But the other one that I'm using is the Passion Fruit Orange for dull skin. So I mix in, so I take 5 drops of the Ojai Wild, 2 drops of this. I thought about pulling out another Odacite serum concentrate, but I think I'm just gonna finish this one before I pull out any more. I do have 2 more, one for combination skin and one for Vitality or something. I don't remember. Okay, and then, so before I do oil, I totally have like a brain freeze right there. I will spray with like an actual toner, not just the SOS mist. So the ones I'm sort of alternating right now are the A Vegan Beauty plant-based toner. This is not my favorite. I wouldn't rebuy this. The mist is fine, but the scent of it is just like not super pleasant, but I mean, it's fine. And then the other one I'm using is the Live Botanical Rose and Tulsi Radiance Elixir, which this one I do love. I'm gonna use this one today. It's got a nice fine mist. It smells very pleasant. Actually, I'm gonna do 6 drops of the Oh Hi Wild and then 2 drops of the Audacity Serum Concentrate. Then I mix those together and press into the skin. I know I talked about the Oh Hi Wild in one of my previous skincare videos. Was it my last one? I don't remember. I talked about it at some point. It might have been my last skincare routine video. And I do enjoy it. And I do feel like when I'm taking care of my skin, you know, it does help with like healing and stuff like that, but sometimes it's hard to know what exactly is freaking my skin out to begin with. Like, is it lack of sleep? Is it stress? Is it my diet? Is it just general hormone nonsense? Like, I'm about to enter the period where my skin is going to be like okay and pleasant for the next week and a half. And then it's gonna revert right back to, you know, terrible. So I need to enjoy it while it lasts, because it won't last forever. It's sometimes so depressing to like look back on pictures from like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, and see like how even toned my skin was back then. Like, I was also on birth control, and I was on Accutane in high school and college, and then I was on like benzocaine and benzoyl peroxide and like all kinds of topical stuff, you know, in my early 20s. But like, even though I wouldn't do all that stuff again, just because I don't like the effects that it has like on my body, it is still depressing to like look back at those pictures and my skin be like completely even. There is like no hint of redness. It's just one color. I don't have breakouts. And now I'm like 35, gonna be 36 soon, and I'm like still dealing with acne. I've got redness. I have like, now I have to worry about, you know, the other things that come with getting older, like wrinkles and, you know, whatever else happens to your skin when you get older. Like, it's just so depressing to look back. Especially because I don't feel this old. Like, does anybody else not feel that they're the age that they are? Like, I feel like I should be 20. I don't feel like I'm 35. Like, how am I 35? I don't know. Like, I was thinking, I was in the shower this morning and I was like, how am I 35? Like, I don't understand. Especially because I don't feel that old. Because you look at like your parents when they were 35 and like it just feels like a totally different thing. Like, they just felt more adult. Maybe it's just my perception of what an adult was when I was a kid, but like it just felt like my mom looked older than me. My mom like acted differently. I don't know. Does anybody else feel like that? Anyway. So I've got my serum and my oil. That's what I'll do when I'm using the Fitglow products. And then as my moisturizer, I'm using the Vita Rich Cream. I really like this. It smells really good. It's hydrating without being like heavy. It's just really pleasant. It's just very like juicy, like, you know? Like, it just makes the skin, I don't know. That's what I like. Okay, I like it. And my skin likes it. My skin really responds well to Fitglow's products. Fitglow, Mahalo, what other brands does my skin like respond the best to? Nini Organics. I would say, out of all of the brands, like the most products like collectively in a brand that I notice results from or like that work the best for my skin are probably those 3. Fitglow, Mahalo, and Nini Organics. Everything that I use, my skin just responds really well to. So, I mean, those are probably my top 3 brands. The other thing that I'm using that I think I'm gonna have to throw away, because it's starting to smell. See, like, I hate stuff like this. I don't know if like the preservation on this is not that fantastic, but I've been using this, you know, exclusively for the last couple of months. I think since December is when I first started talking about it. It already smells like, or maybe I just need to like scrape off the top. It's like underneath it doesn't smell. Like I hate stuff like in pots though, like this kind of thing, like creamy stuff in pots. I much prefer like these airless pumps because things last a lot longer in airless pumps. Like there's some things in pots that don't, you know, go bad like immediately. But most of the time, because you're opening and closing it and you're exposing it to so much air, you know, it is going to go bad, you know, faster. So I think I just need to scrape the top off of that to finish using it. But that's, I mean, it's too much of a hassle. I wouldn't rebuy this. And have I noticed like massive results from using this? This is the Cora Organics Berry Bright Vitamin C Eye Cream. I mean, I don't know. I feel like my under eyes never look any different no matter what I use. But anyway, that's my daytime skincare routine. I'm not gonna film a separate one for nighttime, so let's just talk about that. Okay, so nighttime cleansers. I'm like sort of bad about my nighttime skincare routine. Out of the last 7 days, how many times have I actually done my nighttime skincare? I wanna say like 2, maybe. Last night I fell asleep at 8 o'clock. I was tired yesterday and I didn't have anything I needed to do, so I went to sleep with Oliver. Most of the time I've been pretty good. I've been pretty successful about getting him to fall asleep on his own, though sometimes it'll take him a couple of hours to like actually lay there and fall asleep. We're working on it. But like the nights that I lay there with him, he falls asleep almost immediately. So last night I just laid with him and I fell asleep at 8 and I didn't wake up until 3 in the morning. And then I did get up at 3 in the morning and I sort of just like screwed around for a while because I'd already slept for like 7 hours. So I'd almost already gotten in my 8 hours. I think then around like 4 o'clock in the morning, I fell asleep again until like 8. So I managed to get like 10 hours of sleep last night, which was nice. But the night before that, I didn't do my skincare routine. I think the only time I've done my skincare in the last like week is when I've worn makeup, when I filmed a video or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not that great at it. Even daytime skincare, sometimes like if I'm not taking a shower or if I'm not going anywhere that day, like yesterday, I didn't do anything to my skin all day yesterday. I didn't shower, I didn't go out, so I didn't wash my face. And sometimes that helps my skin. Like if I do like a fasting, if you will, where I don't touch my skin at all. So like I don't wash it, I don't spray water on it, I don't do my nighttime routine, I don't do my daytime routine. Sometimes that helps a little bit. I did put the rail patches on, the acne patches last night to sort of help a few spots that I was trying to, you know, that I'm working on trying to like resolve. But sometimes it helps my skin if there's like a day, like one day every other week where I like don't do anything to my skin. It sort of helps my skin like reset almost. I don't know, it's very weird, but that's what happened yesterday. So like I didn't do anything to my skin. I woke up with my skin looking pretty decent today. On the nights where I do my skincare, the cleansers that I'm using right now, if I'm wearing makeup, I will use the Plenty Naturals Enzyme Oil Cleanser or whatever balm cleanser I'm testing, which right now is not, I'm not really testing one, even though I should be. And then if I'm not wearing makeup or as a second cleanse, I use the Osea Ocean Cleansing Milk. Okay, I love both of those. And then really I haven't been doing a ton of masking, but the days that I have masked, I did mask a bunch last week with the same mask just because my skin was freaking out last week. So I did pull out the Naturallogic Unmask and I used this like 3 days in a row last week to sort of try to help reset my skin because my skin was inflamed and painful and it was like the worst it's been in a while. Again, I'm not really sure what that was related to. Maybe stress due to my cat's surgery or arguing with somebody or whatever. I don't know. Lack of sleep. Oh, well, I was working a ton of overtime for a couple of weeks and, you know, I didn't really sleep at all. Might have been related to that too, but anyway. So I use this. My skin is doing a lot better now. So love that, but that's what I've been using mask-wise. I haven't used any other masks. And then for the rest of my skincare, mostly what I've been doing at night is the Hawaiian Hydration and the Hawaiian Nights, which is the Phytoretinic Restoring Night Serum from Mahalo. Mixing these two together, and then also topping that with the Rare Indigo. Or a couple of times I've pulled out this from Fitglow. It's the Cloud Comfort Cream or Cloud Comfort Balm. whatever it is. I'm trying to finish this one up too because, I mean, this is quite old, but it still smells good. See, like, I don't know, there's like a difference between some brands. Like this is like 3 months old, already starting to smell kind of funny. This is like years old, but still smells exactly the same. There's no mold on it. Like, I'm still using it. I know that freaks people out sometimes, but mostly when I talk about how I will still use stuff as long as it still smells good, most of you guys are like, you know, you echo the same sentiments, like as long as it's good, I'll still use it because it just feels wasteful to not. And as long as I'm not noticing any kind of reaction, I'm not getting any kind of rash or anything like that, or it doesn't smell bad or, you know, have any kind of fuzzy things growing on it, I will still use it. So yeah, sometimes I'll use this, but for a couple of weeks in February, what I was using is the Earthwise Beauty routine. I was doing this at night and not during the day. So during the day I would use the Mahalo routine and then this would be at night. So I would mix the Resiliency Facial Serum, which I have been informed that is not in stock anywhere right now and they're reformulating it possibly, hopefully, because the Resiliency Face Serum it's really amazing. It's one of the best acne serums. Oh, like if I had to pick between the Mandelic Drops and the Resiliency, that's hard because they're both good, but the Resiliency is probably more potent for acne healing. And this is really good for, it is still really good for acne, but it's also really good for like exfoliation. Anyway, so I would mix that with the Black Locust, and then I would top that with the Isadora. The Isadora Face Balm, which is very, very heavy. So you just kind of have to play around with the amount. And we're about to move into the 80s here. Like, I don't know what's going on with the weather. The weather is so weird this winter. I think I've worn like winter boots, I would say like 7 days out of like the entire winter. Usually I will have to wear like jackets and, you know, like winter boots for most of the winter, but like it's been so mild here this year. I don't know. It's very strange, but anyway, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep using this just because it is so heavy and, you know, really I don't need something this heavy. So I do really like using the Rare Indigo because it is a bit lighter. Even this, the Cloud Comfort Balm, whatever this is called. I don't actually remember what this is called. I think it's the Cloud Comfort Balm. I don't know, but even this, even though it's like a thicker product, it is still light on the skin. So it doesn't have that like heavy, occlusive sort of like texture that the Isadora Balm has. Though the Isadora Balm is great if you are someone who has severely dry skin, which I don't, or you live in a very harsh climate and you need a more protective, like thick face balm. Which, is it still like raging winter in some places? I mean, I'm sure it probably is. So anyway, that's what's been going on with my skincare for the last month, since my last skincare routine. I try not to switch things up too much, but there are things that I'm working on, you know, finishing and trying to work through and, you know, just use before they go bad because I've had them for a while. I just get a great sense of satisfaction from like finishing things lately. I don't know, does that mirror like my life, like chapters coming to a close, finishing products? I don't know. Anyway, that's all that I have for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed and that it was helpful in some way. And if you just felt like hanging out with me, then I thank you for doing so, for hanging out with Pugsley. And you're just the cutest. I just want to squeeze his little face. Oh, you Pugsley. All right. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.